the Amerikaner podcast. A look behind the scenes of Europe's most important Western equestrian event. Talks with trainers, organizers and helpers.
Characteristics: name,
Anne,
age,
42,
job,
horse trainer,
hobby,
horses,
special marks or habits,
I don't know,
relationship status,
married,
children,
2,
compensation to riding, kind of sport or mental compensation,
relax with my kids,
your idol,
my kids,
special horse,
Ebony's book,
the motto of your life, your favorite quote.
positive, be positive,
Now the or question: whiskey or beer,
prosecco,
coffee or tea,
tea,
sweet or salty,
sweet,
mare or stud,
mare,
early riser or late sleeper,
early riser,
forest or sea.
forest.
You are one of the women with the title $1-Million-Dollar Reiter in Europe and also in the world. Do you have a goal or a next aim, what you want to reach?
I just want to be as good as I can. It was also never the plan to become a $1 million rider. When I started, I thought, one day if I could do a 70, I would be so happy. And then when the 70 came, I said, one day if I could win a Morrison trophy, I would be so happy. And then, it was never really the plan to get where we are now. It happens.
And how did this happen?
Yeah, because every time when you have something, you want that little bit more. And then you just keep on pushing yourself to get that little bit more.
And now you reach a step where you have quite a lot of customers and people who would love that you train their horses. How do you decide which horse will be one of your training horses?
I think it's really important that you have a good connection with the horse, because some horses, they are really, really talented, but you don't really have the connection with them. And others have maybe a little bit less talent, but you just have that click with them. And I think it's really important.
How do you feel the click? Do you feel it straight when you ride the horse the first time, or do you get the horse then in your training a couple of weeks and decide it after, or how do you do this?
Yeah, with me, most of the time it's after a few weeks, because sometimes I have horses that I think, this one is okay. But then if I ride it a few weeks, I'm like, wow, this one is really, really cool. Or the other way around. Sometimes you get on a horse and you think, wow, this is a really nice one. And then if you work them a few weeks, they are less cooperative than you thought they would be.
When we go back to your childhood, how did you grow up?
My parents had a business. They built like stalls and industrial buildings. I have one sister. She's 6 years older than me. And she wanted to go horse riding. And then my mom started to ride, and then my dad rode. So then at the end, I thought, I will also ride, because everyone's riding and I was sitting on the side. So then I also started to ride. I was 8 then.
And did you start with the American way, or how did you start to ride?
No, just like in the how you say, manege, just like the pony lesson, just
classic.
15 horses in a row, up, down, left, right.
Okay, and how comes that you switched over to the American way?
My sister, she started to get in contact with a place where they could go outside in the forest, and that was a little bit like Western style, and like that we get in contact with it. And my sister, she used to do a little bit of reining, and then she focused a lot on the horsemanship classes. And I used to be a dressage rider, and then I switched over to reining. I had to do, because I never really liked to go to school. So at 16, I quit going to school. And I did, like in Belgium, they have a system. You need to work every day, and 1 day a week you need to go to school. And for the end exams for that, you need to do dressage and jumping. So when I was 16, I started to focus on dressage, actually just to finish my school work. Then I kept on doing that until I was 20. And when I was 20, I made the switch to reining.
But the switch to reining, it was just one morning you woke up and thought, now I switch, or how comes that you decided, now I do it?
because at that point I was doing dressage in quite higher level. So my horses, they changed leads like every 2 steps, every step. And my sister, she had a customer with a pleasure horse, and her husband, he had a reiner, and he couldn't change leads. And he was already all over Belgium with everyone in training, and no one was able to change leads on that horse. And then my sister said, well, maybe give it to my sister for a few weeks because she can do it. And I was like, I don't know how to ride a reiner. I don't know anything about it. And she said, it's just a horse like another. Just work on the lead changes. So then I put my dressage horse and my dressage saddle and my whole classic outfit on that horse, and I worked on the lead changes. And after a few weeks, the horse did change leads, and then the people told to other people. And then, after 3 months, I had 6 or 7 reiners in training to learn them how to change leads. And then my sister said, you should also learn how to spin and stop, because then you can do everything. And then for a while, I did both, but it's too hard to combine. So then I chose to do reining, because the horses are much more fun to work with, and it's just more my cup of tea.
What do you love on a quarter horse?
The mind. They are very reliable. They don't come up with surprises. You don't have to be careful every step you take. Like, for example, What a Wave, he's such a big, powerful horse. Our son Justin, when he was, I think, 3 years old, he lead him into the ribbon presentation. That's like a 600-kilo stallion horse with a 3-year-old kid. And you don't have to worry about it. If you would do that with a dressage horse, my kid would be gone, like in the hospital within 3 seconds.
So you are married to Bernard. He's also a very successful reining rider. When did you meet each other to the first time?
21 years ago. long time ago.
How did you get together?
He had a horse that he wanted to sell, and it was a pleasure horse. So he came to our barn as a customer of my sister. I remember very well seeing him the first time. I thought he's really so arrogant and loud, and he was totally not my kind of person, not at all. But he hang on, he just kept on going until he had what he wanted to have.
So how comes that you started a career together in the reining world?
Yeah, the whole story of my life, it was not the plan. It just happened like that. We were together, and then we wanted to have a kid, but I was a trainer and he was in the bar and cleaning stalls and doing every work around except for riding. But if I would be pregnant, that would mean that I would have no income. So then we said, maybe you should have to ride a little bit too, because otherwise we lose too much money, and we have the bills that need to get paid. So then he started to ride, and then by the time our daughter was born, I had to catch up already.
How is the couple work-life balance then?
Then, not so good. Now, very good. It was really tough at the beginning. It was really, really tough. It was really tough. But now it works so good. But I think if you do the same business and you're both very, you both want to be really, really, really good. And I think sometimes that's not so easy, because sometimes he thinks he's right, I think I am right, and then kaboom. But but I have to say, after a few years, you learn that everyone just wants the best for each other.
So how important is your husband then in your success?
Very. If he would not be there, I would not halfway be where I am now. He's we always say, there is the train, there is the locomotive, and there is the wagons. He is for sure the locomotive. He pulls the whole train station. He's, without him, I would be nothing.
Characteristics. Name.
Bernard.
Age.
48.
Job.
Horse trainer.
Hobby.
Horses, kids.
Special marks or habits.
No.
Relationship.
Married.
Children?
2.
Compensation to riding?
No, I like to be farmer.
Your idol?
Big my wife.
The one special horse?
I have 3. What a wave, sail on top wizard and great sunburst.
The motto of your life?
Be happy.
Whiskey or beer?
Beer.
Coffee or tea?
Not at all.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Mare or stud?
Stud.
Early riser or late sleeper?
Early.
Class clown or nerd?
Class clown.
Forest or sea?
Forest.
So Bernard, you're one of the first second $1 million rider in Europe. What is your next goal?
I have a few. I want to be, because everybody know we're building the new place. I think we need to come to $3 million to pay the bills. And one day I want to make the future finals in America.
So you also started to breed horses. What is important for you?
I think it's really important about the mare. All our mares that we have, they are all in the sport, they all win money because there's too many breedings without the producing. I think the mare is the most important.
And how important is the bloodline for you?
Yeah, the bloodlines are important because otherwise they are not 5, 6, 7, $10 million sires. But I think the most important is also the heart from the horse, how much they give you.
Describe the meaning, how much they give you.
Like, some horses have a lot of talent. It's the same with people. Some people have a lot of talent, but they don't want to use it. If they don't want to use it, it means they miss a little bit the heart. If they miss the heart, they don't gonna give it to you. And if they don't give it to you, it's not gonna come out in the show.
And how do you feel it in the show that someone gives you the full heart?
You know, because if you mark 75, they give you the heart. If you mark 67, they don't give.
Okay. And if you get the horse in your training, can you tell pretty straight that this is a horse with a big heart? Or how do you feel it?
The horse with the big heart, it's like when you work together. It's the same when you meet people, you think you need to have feelings with them before you know which kind of people, which kind of horse you have inside. If you have a horse that sometimes is a little bit strange but still try, then you know you have a good one.
How do you deal with difficult customers?
I don't think that we have really the difficult customers. It's like, I always be really fair and really straight. If I don't like something, I'm gonna say I don't like. If I like the horse, I'm gonna say I like the horse. If the horse is not good, I make already a lot of people their dreams bad, because if they bring the 2-year-old or the 3-year-old inside and the horse is not good enough after 3 months, then I tell them and say, sorry, if the horse is not good enough, and then it's sometimes hurt, but I say what we think, and that's also with my wife. We try to be really honest with the customers.
And how do you decide who's training which horse when a customer comes and says, here's a horse for you?
Yeah, most of the time when the young horses are coming in and they are talented enough, I ride them always the first couple of months. And then after we switch and we see if it's a tinny horse, we give to my wife. It's a little bit like the more sensitive horses I give to my wife. The more like a little bit tougher I keep for myself. It all depends also what the customer wants.
How many horses do you have in training together?
We have now around 55 in training.
And how many people work with you, for you?
It's me, my wife, 3 assistants and 3 grooms.
When we go back into your childhood, how did you grow up?
My parents were not slachters, they were like meat wholesaler. Dus we bought the cows, we put them to the slaughter, and then we cut them in small pieces for the butchers. Mm-hmm. And this was my life a little bit. It's like 3 generations from father and son, father and son, father and son. And this was a little bit my child thing, because like my father was pretty tough, and he say work is the thing that you need to do in your life. That's it, a little bit.
So was that for you disappointing when you finished school and you knew, okay, now this is not what I have to do? No, because
it's not disappointing, because you don't know better. It's strange, because if you always go with your father, which son don't want to be good for his father? Everybody want to be for his father good, and if his father see he doing the job, the son want to go inside and do the same and work harder. Like I did with my parents, 100 hours a week. It's no life, but I grew up like that.
And how came the switch over to being a profi trainer?
It's 2 things. Like I have 8 screws in my back, because we always take the meat on the back, and my discus were completely broke. And the second thing is we need to build a completely new place because our industry where we cut the meat was broke, and we need to invest 3 million. But in this time, 3 million euro. And this time I meet also my wife. I really didn't like the job anymore. There was no life. It was just 7 o'clock go sleep, midnight standing up, 5 coming home, 7 o'clock go sleep. And that's like 6 on 7. There is no life. And I didn't like it.
Can you still remember the first day or the first moment when you saw your wife?
Yes, I remember that I was with my wife's sister and I see her coming and she speaks for me from arrogant, but she was also pretty arrogant. Because she had a really nice car. She come out, the boyfriend was next to her, she was driving the car. He didn't say nothing. She was like, I am here, and everybody... Yes, it was a little bit like that. And I said to my friend who said, fuck, this is pretty. Wow, this I like. And yeah, that's the first time when I see my wife. She have the dressage clothes with the big socks, with the shoes. I remember she have a cap like from the old boys. Like, I remember still the black stuff here. She was so, wow. It was like, wow. It was, yeah. This was how I meet my wife the first time.
Is that tough for you that you have the same career? And
it was really tough because if I come from the slaughter, like, and my parents, with my parents was like the man was the man and the woman need to listen to the man. This was how I grew up. But now my wife was way better than me. Thus I need to listen to my wife. But this was pretty tough for me to get it in my mind to listen. And she said, you don't pull. I said, if you say, whoa, don't pull. I said, I don't pull. She said, you pull. I said, I don't pull. And how many times I go off my horse, let the horse all alone in the arena, go in the box and be pissed. And after 5 minutes, I said, maybe she's right. I go back in the arena and start again. It was pretty tough, no?
So how important was or is Anne for your success?
Everything, because after a couple of years, I speak of years, you understand it's not to put you down, but it's to help you. And the moment you figure out that the people want to help you and not put you down, it's another life. Because if you say now something to me, you pull too much, she say, yes, maybe I pull too much. It's not fun. Well, why? And that is important in your career as team together that you take. It's not to put you down, but it's to help you. And if you understand this is the most important.
So you never saw you as a competitor in the arena?
No, I see us as a team. Yes, I want to win. Yes, my wife wants to win. But if she is winning, I am happy. If I'm winning, she's happy. It's not I want to win or you want to win. It's the team, our team, that is important.
So you have 2 kids.
Yes.
How tough is that? I mean, you're both 100% workers and you're doing your career and you have a family life. How do you manage this?
For me, it's maybe strange, but I don't care too much. I love my kids, but I grew up and we didn't have so much money. And for me, it's important. I know this is my job. And because I do my job, I can give my kids a good life. Thus, I don't feel guilty because I work hard. Yes, they miss papa and mama, but if we don't work hard, they miss a way lot other stuff. They can ask what they want in the possibility, and we give them everything what we can do. Like, they don't miss nothing. Yes, they miss papa and mama sometimes, but I don't feel guilty at all.
In that we are very, very different, because he's like, he thinks more materialistic, or how do you say? He's like, they have food, they have water, they have taken care of, and everything will be good. But then they also don't say to him, To him, they never say, "Oh, Papa, please, I want to come with you, stay with me, I'm gonna miss you."
Feel it.
When you say like going to the show, how does that feel? He says, I don't care. Me, it breaks my heart every time again. If I have to go to the show, or like when we came here, my son, he asks me 5 million times, Mama, take me with you. Mama, I want to stay with you. Mama, don't go away. He doesn't care. Me, every time I almost start to cry when we go to the show. I feel so guilty, and it really breaks my heart that every time I have to leave them behind, even though they have everything. We have a nanny. She takes, I would almost say, better care of them than I do myself, because she's with them the whole day. She has the whole day time to spend with them. So they have everything they need, but it's the mama feeling. And I think papa feeling is different. I think it's very, very personal.
You used to train a couple of years long in Italy. How was it to manage this, to move over to Italy with 2 kids? The first one, Jodie, was born in Belgium. For her, it was pretty tough. And I remember that there was a period when it didn't going to change, that we're going to come back from Italy after 5 months to home, because it was not possible for Jodie. She cried every day, because you need to understand, she didn't speak the language. You drop her in the school and she need to stay there. And she was then bullied, or I don't know, is the bullied, but she is strong from character. She take it, but it's not fun if you see your kid every day crying. And the moment that we almost say we're gonna come back, in September, she take it. It was over. She was good.
It was horrible. When we were in Italy, and I had to bring her to school, she was 5 and she was in the last class from the kindergarten. Oh, that was so terrible, because I felt so... Then your heart breaks, because then you think, I am really the worst mom there is in the whole world. Because then you bring her to school, she doesn't understand one word Italian, she doesn't speak one word Italian, and then you have to drop her and you go away. And then she was like a monkey hanging around me, and she was crying, but not crying, really, it came from out of her toes. She was crying so much. Mama, don't leave me here, please. I will do everything you want me to do. I will never in my whole life do something that I am not able to. I will be so good for you. Please don't leave me here. But then crying, it cannot come from deeper than it came. If I would be possible to change one thing, it would be that I could take my kids with me all the time, everywhere I go. That would be, but it's not possible because of school, and it's just not possible. And then also now, I mean, if we would have taken here,
what are we sitting here to do?
It's boring for them, but they don't understand that. They think that when we go, we have so much fun and a lot of things to do, but it's not like that.
And now both are fluent in Italian, or?
Yes.
No,
she's super nice. She's a daughter that you want to have. She's nice, she's pretty, she's good-minded, she's mannered, she's focused. I'm really happy with her. I'm proud of her.
When did you decide to move back to Belgium then, after this time in Italy? And why?
Originally, the plan was that we were going to stay 5 years, but everything went well, so then we stayed longer. Then after we were there 8 years, then the last year Manuel slowed down a lot with showing, and I think we could feel on both sides that it was time to go home again. So then we went home, because Jodie had to start in high school, and Justin had to start in how do you say in English, elementary, or I don't know. They both had to start in the first class. So that was the moment that we said, okay, maybe it's time to go home. You could feel it both ways. And about timing, that was for the kids the best timing.
Plus the permission.
And the permission.
To build your own place, you need to be... I don't want to be 55 to start my own place.
Okay, and so you knew before, now we want to buy a facility, and
we bought already. We bought already when we were in Italy, 5 years. When we were in Italy, we bought already the place. But it was never the main thing to build it there, because we have also the other place. But then... we start to see and we want to build it ourselves.
And what's now the challenge for you in your own facility?
Pay the bills.
But do you still get enough time to train your horses, or do you have now other jobs as well to do? And
it's the same. It's riding. Now it's even better because like last year when you build, you are on two places because the old place you're always riding and the new place they call you. What about it? What about that? But now we are there. It's going fluid.
What is a normal day-by-day life in the Fonck performance stable? How does it look like? Just the morning until the evening? With kids' school and everything.
We get up in the morning at 5:30. Then we go right away out and we start to work. At 7:30, I go back in the house. Then I have rode one horse. At 7:30, I go back in the house. I go wake up my kids. I prepare the sandwiches to go to school and the school bags and put the clothes on, brush the teeth, all that tralala. I insist on bringing them to school myself because a lot of times we are gone for our job. But I have to say, when we are home, I really try to spend as much with them as I can do. I bring them to school myself. Then I start to ride again. School is only 5 minutes from our house. I bring them to school, then I start to ride again. Lunch break we don't take. We just take a sandwich up and we go. It's like 5 minutes. And then in the afternoon, I do a lot of non-pro guidance. Around 6:30, 7, we finish the job and then we go home. And then we spend the evening together. Homework, taking a shower, all the mama stuff. Iron the clothes, clean the house, all the really fun parts come in the evening.
Bernard, what drives Anne really crazy?
I think what makes her, it's not about crazy, but what makes her insecure is like 2 days before the show. Huh?
Yeah, I would say what drives me crazy is lying or eating like this. I thought that was what you were going to say.
When I eat the chips in the front of the television and I go, then she's come crazy.
I thought that was going to be your answer.
No.
And what puts Bernard into a good mood?
He's easy to have in a good mood. As long as, if everybody's happy and no one's complaining and everything goes well, he's in a good mood. He's hardly ever in a bad mood. And if he gets angry about something, it's 2 minutes and it's gone. He's always in a good mood.
Bernard, if you should describe your wife with 3 words.
Pretty, awesome, super.
Am I?
Describe Bernard in 3 words.
My English is not so good. He's very determined of what he wants. He never ever gives up. And he's, the rock in someone you can hold on to.
So this is just a fantasy question. If you could meet the Anne and Bernard couple with 20 years old, what would be your advice to this young Bernard and Anne?
My advice would be to Bernard, if she's like, nah, just let her. And my advice for myself would be, if you get angry, just pretend like you don't hear it, because it's gonna pass in 2 minutes.
How does it feel that your daughter starts her own career into the professional horse training life?
Really, really proud on her, but I'm also a little bit scared. It's like, she have everything from the mama, she have the shouting, she have the brain, she have feeling. But for a girl, I hope she find the right partner, because it's a really tough job if you need to do it all alone without somebody that really support you behind. Thus, I hope she find the right partner. And even she's young, but I know what we have on each other. And I can do it alone. My wife can do it alone. Thus I know what we have on each other, and that's all reason to success. Thus I hope if she is going to be successful, that she find the right partner that is going to be supporting her. Thus I know she can do it, but I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah, because it's a really, really if I see it from my point of view, I think it's a really, really tough job being a girl. If you want to go into the high level, I think it's not so difficult to make your money with horses because there is so many horse people. But I think if you want to become a level 4 rider years in a row, I think it's very, very hard job because it's very demanding, especially if you have to combine it with your family, the kids. It's a very demanding job. And I think an easy to show horse, most non-pros ride it themselves. I think it's, as I see it now, I think it's really important that you are doing good with young horses. And I think a man physically is better in riding 90% of the 3-year-olds. I think a man physically is just stronger to ride a young horse that is not that broke yet. I don't say all horses, but a lot of them. And there is 2 ways, I think, to be good, or to have a partner who is physically strong enough and talented enough and loves you enough to want you to be successful, or you need to have really rich customers who buy you the really good horses that are already for 70% broke. Because once the hardest part is done, the finishing part you can do, but it's the start that is the hardest thing to do. So I think, it will not be easy if she wants to do that. We are a little bit an example that there are not many examples of it. I think we love each other that much that we do everything together and we just really want the best for each other. And I think, we are together 21 years. I think not so many people, everybody knows life is a little bit a roller coaster, right? You have the good things together, you have the bad things together. So I just hope she finds a partner that is as supportive as her dad is.
I have at least one last question. I mean, you're both definitely faces of the Amerikaner. Every single time in the Bronze Trophy, we can see the Foncks. I mean, we have a lot of great shows in Europe, but what makes the Amerikaner so special for you?
I think it's one of the best events for our sport. Like if you see how many people are coming there, how many visitors are coming to watch our sport. I'm really proud to be there for my sport. I think Amerikaner do a lot for the sport. They make it a business. They make it a big open trophy. It's always a good program. I really like that because I think, I won Amerikaner already 4 times and together with my wife already 5 times. Dus in the 20 years that we do reining, it's pretty good, I think. It's like, I love Amerikaner. I don't know. Yes, I love also the prize money because they also have a nice prize. Yes, but it's paid the bills. But it's a good show. It's a lot of publicity. It's good for the sport. It's good for the visitors. The people can see the sport. I love it.
Do you have a kind of week after Amerikaner? Or is that just, you jump just back into your normal day-by-day life? Or
we jump in back normal. Because Amerikaner is always in the during of futurities. Dus we don't have so much time because if we come home, normally 1 week later is already the German futurity. Dus we don't have time to say happy. Yes, we just go forward.
Thank you so much for your time and we see each other then the next time at the Amerikaner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've listened to the Amerikaner podcast, a production by Amerikaner Limited.